Okay, so I wanted to do this video basically on Crystal Swirls and some of the things that she talked about in her video. Um, on basically, she was talking about how she finds that a lot of men that are darker skinned will bother her and things of that nature. And it is odd because, when you are lighter skinned, it's not confusing, but it's like, why would you expect someone who is not even dark skinned to like you who is dark skinned? But to me, one thing that she talked about was, what if somebody liked men who were only like peanut butter or lighter? And I wanted to talk about this because I'm always like, people in the chat, some of them said that they liked everything in the rainbow but black. This is what's problematic to me, is this. Like, I have always said I was a rainbow swirler because I like men who are peanut butter. I like men who have my own complexion as well. Um, so that includes black men, kind of, I think. I don't even know. Sometimes people say no, some people say yes. It depends on the individual. Most of the people that I prefer are, biracial, if they're black. But some aren't. Some are black because some black people look like biracials anyway. Some black people look like darker biracials. That happens even more often. Um, and when I say darker, I mean like a peanut butter color. I know there are dark skinned biracials, but I'm not specifically talking about them. I'm talking about like the light brown um biracials. But anyway, so I mean, like, people even have a difference of opinion on that. Some people say that if you're into biracial men, that you are into black men, and some people say you're not. So it really depends. And for me, it's like, I never understand if I am a rainbow swirler or not, but I kind of relate to rainbow swirlers more than people who are only attracted to white men, even though for me, I've mainly only dated white men. So, it's kind of like I have a dichotomy situation going on there, I guess. But it actually goes along with what I say. Mainly for me, I don't generally date men based on just what I prefer the most, rather than who do I prefer, who do I like, rather than like I like this only the most, so I'm only going to go for this. I kind of just am like, well, what race of man is the type of man that I prefer the most of my community, basically. And most of men are white. Ergo, why I've mainly dated white men. Every now and then I've been involved in one way or another with a half Hispanic or maybe Hispanic or partly Hispanic man, maybe. But most of the time I've dated men who were white, you know. And, for me, it's just like, at the end of the day, race doesn't really matter to me as much as on that level. As long as I am physically attracted to them, then race isn't an issue to me. Um, but to me, limiting one's options is just silly to me because I don't understand why I would limit my options to only black men who are a small percentage of the population when, I mean, most men aren't even black. And some people even asked in the comments, why don't I go for a date men who are mixed? If you look at the percentage of a mixed man, is even less than a black man. So please do not ask me that question anymore. But in total, it's just like, my question is really, where do we draw the line between rainbow swirlers and people who are not rainbow swirlers, basically, who are just swirlers, divestors, people who only date interracially. To me, honestly, I never considered anybody who was at least 5% black to be in an interracial relationship with. The first guy I dated, I specifically never considered that to be an interracial situation. I specifically him, I would consider him within my race because he was over 10% black, you know. And he was Puerto Rican descent, so he was probably like 10 to 20% black. He looked white though, like blonde, blue eyed, fair skinned, or light skinned. I would say he wasn't specifically fair skinned. Heck, the next guy I knew was honestly fair skinned. That was true fair skin. Honestly, I'm not a fan of fair skin. I like light skin, olive skin, brown skin, but I hate dark. Well, I mean, I don't hate dark skin. I'm saying like sexual attraction wise. I don't like dark skin. Anyway, my point in this is just like, where do we draw the line between someone who is like a rainbow swirler and dates dark skinned black men and every color, and people who specifically might date biracials but not black men specifically? Like, is that a total swirler or is it just a rainbow swirler?